Hi everyone, welcome back to MCM Outdoors. Welcome back to another local lockdown walk. I had intended to bring the drone along on this one, but the weather's pretty windy, so once again it's got other ideas. Once again, I just thought I'd bring you along for the ride on this one, show you some of the local scenery on my doorstep, talk you through some of the wildlife and sights along the way. And I've just come to the Leeds to Liverpool canal up by Burscough, and I'm heading north towards Parbold, so I'll take you along for the ride or the walk. We'll have a little look at some of the scenery and see what we can see. I've brought along some noodles for something to eat along the way, so we'll see how they turn out. Not that you can get them wrong, what the hell am I talking about, but they're a different brand as opposed to the usual Coca specials that I go for on these types of walks. We've gone with some Maggi noodles, still beef, but you know, we're going to compare and contrast, see what they're like. So yeah, hope you enjoy this one. I can't make any promises with regard to the content. It is what it is at the moment, and it's just about making the best of it. But we're going to crack on, keep walking and see what we can see. Well, I don't know about you lot, but I like to see these nice signs of spring coming, so it's always nice to see the snowdrops pushing up, daffodil bulbs nearly blooming. And it's all these nice little signs, isn't it, of spring that come through, give us a bit of hope in these tough times. It's funny, I mean, this canal's pretty much empty. I always say, whenever you start talking to the camera, which is just a little bit of a strange thing, there's just people, you know, all of a sudden appear out of nowhere. It tends to be the way it is, certainly on my vids anyway. But if I turn you around, in the far distance, on the horizon, that is Parbold Hill, and Ash Hurst Beacon you can just see peeking out above the tree line. But yeah, it's nice to be out. All that cold weather that we were so lucky having, because you're lucky to have snow in winter now, that's all subsided. All the cold air mass has given way to the warm Atlantic air, and unseasonably mild weather is now with us. So bring back the snow and ice, I say. Not ready for the sun just yet. As you can see there, it looks like an owl box, presumably for, I don't know, tawny owls, one of my favourites. But anyone who's in the know, is there a difference between tawny owl sort of nest boxes and barn owl nest box? I don't know, could be for barn owls, given it's all farmlands where barn owls sort of hunt. I don't know. I like owls. Go out on, you know, lots of local walks at the moment. Go out at night or when it's dark, especially at this time of year, and we've got loads of tawny owls by us. Always trying to catch them and get a decent picture of them, but it proves pretty much impossible. They're very hard to photograph. But I love tawny owls, like mysterious birds, aren't they? Very hard to spot. So when you actually do see one, it's great. But yeah, I've got the gloves on, put the mitts on because it's got really cold. The wind chill has picked up a bit, I underestimated that. And I've got a pair of flaming Ron Hills on, like flaming leggings. So the wind's picking up. Walking in wellies, you're doing that a lot because they just slide in the mud, and the grip is absolutely atrocious. In this mud, they just slide under your body weight. Comedy moments. I'm gonna find somewhere just to, you know, got a flask of coffee with me, just to have a bit of a drink, something to eat on my walk. Somewhere a little bit sheltered, hopefully, and out this wind. Right, we're going to drop down here, just out of the wind, and get a little bit of lunch cooked up. That'll do. Be nice. Now this bag, the Fjallraven Stuben pack, it doubles as a seat, so it comes in nice and handy in these type of scenarios. Put your bag down, and it's a really sturdy seat with a steel frame. That's just great. Situations like this where, you know, you don't want a wet bum, you can still sit up nice and comfortable and, you know, get your food cooked up. So that's what I'm going to do. Simple noodles and some flask of coffee, and then we'll carry on. So a quick bite to eat. We've got this lovely steers tag as well by Rawhide Custom. You get the tag, customise it. Obviously I've put the name of my channel on there, but I really like that. It goes well with the bag. I'll put a link to my friends over there in the description box. Let's get in here. Here we go. Quality, some bacon frazzles. Here we go. We're betraying coca noodles. We're with a Maggie. And here's the stove, the Fire Maple X2. We'll get it set up and crack on. So it obviously comes in a nice mesh bag. You take these gloves off, it'll be a little bit easier, and you can get cracking. So it's got a little piezo igniter. Sometimes it's a little bit tough to get it going when there's a bit of a breeze. Sometimes the piezo, like all piezo igniters, it can fail, but fingers crossed mine's been all right so far. So we've got the gas, just make sure it's closed before we pierce that seal. There we go. And then it's always best to use the support for the gas. You know, it just gives it that little bit more stability. We'll use my bag as a windshield. So this stove, the pan, just slides into place, and that is it. It's really simple. A good bit of kit. Get our water out. Throw noodles in. Michelin star cooking. No expense spared here at MCM Outdoors. Is this going to be as nice as the cocoa ones? I don't know. Only one way to find out. Water. That'll do. Right folks, let's get it lit and crack on. So it goes to plan. Just find the igniter. Happy with that, the first time. Let's get the old mitts back on. We'll cook it on gas. So I'm impressed with that. You've obviously got your flame control, and it is quite fine, this one. Goes all the way from a simmer to a roll and boil. But it's nice when that's doing its thing. I can just sit down on this pack, you know, nice and comfy. It's just the right height for me, and it keeps you off the wet ground. What better way to enjoy the great outdoors? Simple noodles. I think these were £1 for a packet of 4, so, you know, cheap as chips. So in terms of utensils, just the one. Nice titanium spork. But yeah, I do love this bag. A lot of people have asked if you can still get it. They've got a newer version out, the Singy Steuben, which in my humble opinion is not as nice. It's not as much detail on it. All this lovely leather detailing and piping, it's not present on the newer one, but it's still a lovely pack, and it still works as the seat. So yeah, it's all good. So it's just nice, you know. I'm not going to talk about cooking noodles, we're just heating them up, that's it. But it's just nice, isn't it, just to have a quick snack on your walk and just reap the rewards of the great outdoors. You know, again, I'm trying to make the most of it. I really am missing the mountains at the moment, and the high places, and on the wild camps, everything associated with that. I'm really missing it. But it is what it is at the moment, isn't it? These are the videos, this is the content, and I hope I don't sound browbeating. I'm trying to be positive, to be honest, but it's just about making the most of it, isn't it? That is it, really. This is a good little stove. It really is good. So like I say, the current version of this pack is the Singy Steuben, and I'll link it. It's not affiliate. I bought pretty much everything that you see here myself, with the exception of the stove, which was kindly sent to me by Gary. But this is absolute, it's timeless. I think someone asked me would I sell it. Absolutely not. No way, not a million years will I sell this bag. I'll pass it down to Tom and Emily. It'll be up to them. You know, they can have it, and if they've got a love of the outdoors, which carries on when they're older, you know, I hope they'll enjoy using this. And yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's just a bag, but you associate things with memories of what you've done and enjoyed with them. So it's an inanimate object, but you know, I've got so many good memories associated with this pack, so I'll never ever get rid of it. Periodically as well, I just put some wax, so like leather feed on here, just to look after it, keep it supple, stop it drying out and cracking. But it's lovely, isn't it? Anyway, these are nearly done. Quick twist and it just lifts off. Really handy. They smell nice. I don't like eating on camera, but we'll have to have the first mouthful. I'm sure you're all can't wait. Anticipation of eating some noodles. Right, look at this, they're everywhere. 5 out of 10 for these bad boys. Nowhere near as nice as the Coca variety, but hey ho. Right, I'm going to eat these in peace, and then we'll carry on the rest of the walk. Anyway, just to tell you about a bit of wildlife just over there in that field. I heard them first. There's a pair of lapwing. They must be nesting, because there's 2 crows flew over and they immediately flew up. They make a really weird call, lapwing, and they started trying to get the crows to fly away from the nests, clearly protecting the young or their eggs. They're quite territorial, so yeah, bizarre noise lapwing make, and you can just see a bit of a rainbow there in the distance. So yeah, bit of a chill on now, so like I say, I'm going to eat these and then carry on the rest of the walk. Now fully refueled, get all this packed away, put the mitts on because it's, say, pretty breezy, a good bit of wind chill. And then we've got this sliding pin, just locks it all in place. So that is a good bit of kit, well happy with that. Back in the bag, zip it all up. Look at that tag, steers tag, brilliant, top weight by Max. And then we're just gonna have a very quick sip of coffee on my old trusty battered Primus flask. Cheers everyone. Hits the spot on a cold winter's day. Very nice. One last cup of coffee and we'll continue. Let's get moving. These side pockets as well are deceptively large. You can fit a surprising amount of stuff in. It's just so nice with these leather tabs and details on. So good, so glad I got this version. Right, it's time to continue on the walk. Let's go. Relaxing a bit more now, being out, feeling better. This is the magical effect of the great outdoors. You know, no matter, I felt a little bit rough this morning, to be honest. Various different reasons, but I feel so much better now. What have I done? I've come out for a walk. You know, I've made a hot drink and something to eat. What's it cost me? All right, I've got some expensive items of gear on, but like I've mentioned, I've built that up over the years. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what make your coat is. Doesn't matter what stove you've got. Does it work? Does it keep you warm? So what if it lets in a bit of water? You know, so what if your stove isn't the best quality? Does it heat up your stuff? Yeah. Does it enable you to just come and enjoy the outdoors? Yes. So just go and do it. Don't get bogged down. I know, you know, it can cost an arm and a leg kitting yourself out, but then again, so can anything in life. You know, don't get sucked in by the branding. I know you might say, what are you talking about? You've got this coat on. Well, like I say, this is my passion. You know, I've done it for 25 years, and I didn't start off with anything quote decent in inverted commas. I didn't start off with that. It's took me a long time to be able to get in any sort of position where I can afford this type of stuff. And situations change. You know, my situation's changed at the moment, and I can't justify any expenditure, but I'm happy with what I've got. I've got things to keep me going, and that's it. And it's, you know, I've sort of learned it's not the things that make you happy, and I mean that. It's the experience. I don't remember this walk for the coat that I had on the walk, and I don't remember cooking those noodles for the stove I used for it. I just remember doing the thing, and what you have on, what you're using, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Just get out and enjoy the experience. as opposed to worrying about what you've got. And I think it's a good way, and I've changed, and I was at one point quite materialistic and wanted the best things, and you know, it's basically, it is nice to have some nicer things, but it doesn't really matter. It's just about coming out and just doing it, and that's what I'm keen to push with the channel. I just like to try and convey what I get from the outdoors to people that watch it, and I hope that that makes them go, you know what, I want to do that as well. And for me, job done. It's all that matters. Yeah, me and Walsh have had a good few pints in there. We normally cycle down here and then go and undo all the good work by having a few pints of Peroni outside the pub. What I wouldn't give to be doing that now. But yeah, this is going to mark the end of this walk. I can't do half-an-hour videos on local walks. It's just the content isn't there to keep it going. So yeah, I'm going to leave you with that. If you've enjoyed this video, please just take the time to give it a quick thumbs up, and if you leave me a comment, if you've got any observations or you want to say anything, just drop a comment below and I'll respond to every single one. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, come along and join us and speak to like-minded people who love the outdoors too. And if you'd follow me on Instagram, I'd be really grateful, because I'm trying to give that a bit of a boost. So I'm going to walk back without the camera and go and get warm and edit the video. Well, thank you very much for watching. Go and enjoy yourselves in the outdoors and look after each other, look out for each other. I'll see you on the next video, and take care.